Welcome back to my channel, folks. Today we're going to do something really special. It's a South African recipe. We're going to be making biltong. Biltong is a South African snack, and it's so what you want to do is cut with the grain. See, here's the grain. We're going to cut nice chunks. And first remove some of this fat. Don't want too much fat. In the drying process it could go rancid. Oh, this looks okay. That's one piece. Piece. Himself. Let's keep going. There's the meat here today. It makes sense to make a lot of it because when you dry it, you lose half the weight. I've got around 6 kilos here. And of course when I dry it, it's going to be a lot less. I like it to stick. Now once you've cut the meat up, you get some dark vinegar. So it could be apple, it could be malt, it could be anything like that. And you want to make sure that you completely soak the meat in the vinegar. That it gets in all nooks and crannies. Like so. And don't be shy with the vinegar, this is very important in the curing process. Okay, that's one. Massage it in nicely. Make sure you've got contact to every part of the meat, because if you miss any parts, you might get mold growing there. You might turn the meat rancid. Now, this is just the way that I do it. Of course, there's many different ways to do it. This is the way I like to do it. I just use as much vinegar as possible. I want it to really get in there, and that's a lot of meat we got here. We've got 6 kilos here. So by the time we dry it, it'll be around 3 kilos. It loses about 50% of its weight. Okay, and we let that sit for a while, just to let the vinegar work its way in there and really do its thing. Okay, so we've let it just sit for a few minutes. Now we'll give it another turn. And then we're going to let it sit for at least 2 or 3 hours. Okay, turning it once every hour. Okay, so for the spice mix, we're going to need black pepper, coriander, and salt. I'm using molten sea salt flakes, which are really nice. And actually, I have smoked salt. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do 1/3 of each of these spices, and we have to think we've got 6 kilos, so we're going to do probably 500 grams worth of the mix, which we're going to rub. The first thing we're going to do is just heat up this coriander seed a bit, because we want the oils to come out, and so it's super flavorful. So first things first, let's get some coriander seeds on the pan. these up to get the aromas out. So I've added in my heated up coriander seeds. Now we're going to add in the salt. So I'm using the smoked salt, which is sea salt, but it's been smoked. I'm going to put about 1/3 cup of that salt in there. We don't want too much salt because it's going to make the meat very salty. And if it's already dry meat, you don't want to overdo it with the salt, yeah? Don't really need too much salt, so I think that should suffice. Let's see. So in that goes. Next, we've got the black pepper. So here we go. Again, I would put in quite, maybe 1/2 cup, so I'm just going to blag this down here. So that's about that. So now we have everything in there. We're going to mix it up. I've added in a little bit of paprika, as you can see. I like to give a little bit of a spice, not too much. So we've just mixed the mix. This is exactly what you want. It smells incredible. Beautiful chunky bits. Voila. So let us explore now the Biltong box. This is a homemade one. And basically all that it is rather simple. It's a box where you make some ventilation holes and you cover that with netting so that no bugs get inside. And inside you have a light which generates heat. So basically the heat is generated and the air gets sucked in through the vents. You have these wood beams here where you'll hang the meat from. And then on the lid, again you have some vents and you have a fan. This is just like a PC fan and it extracts the air from inside out, so it pulls the air out. So it creates a perfect environment for drying meat. And of course the light has a switch and the fan as well, and basically once the meat is ready to hang after we spice it, it'll take 5 to 6 days to dry depending on the thickness. Alright, so now that the meat has been marinating, the next step is to spice it up. Spice it up. Just take the meat, wrap it around a bit and spice, make sure you cover it nicely. You want to get it pretty much everywhere. Alright, so now we get to the hanging part. For that, what we do is we take the meat, put a little wire, plastic coating through it. So, find a nice spot to hang it, so we'll start on this side. Just a little twist so it hangs. Very important is that it does not, the meat does not touch the other meat, yeah? So the meat should have a lot of space for airflow. Here we are, folks. So the meat is being hung now. So this is going to be here around, I'd say 5 or 6 days, because they're quite thick, the pieces, and I like it like that. So the meat is still quite kind of soft in the middle, but really hard on the outside. Everybody likes it their own way. This is the way I do it. So what happens now is I put the top on with the fan, I put the light on, the fan on, and start the dehydration process. So I'll be back. So here it is. The fan is on, the light is on, the meat is dangling inside. And as I mentioned, a few days, we're gonna have something really, really nice. So here we are, day 2. Let's see how things are going. Okay, you can see the meat is getting harder, it's almost softer. Getting there. I'd say 2 more days and we're ready to rock and roll. So here we are, day number 3. We're gonna take a piece out now and see where we are with the dryness. Let's take this little guy here, I think. Okay. So here it is. So as you can see, it's still quite soft, but that's a good thing. If you like biltong to be harder, you can just leave it in a bit longer. I like it at this level here. Maybe another day or 2 even. Let's cut into it and see what we've got. So as I said, this piece looks pretty good. Let's have a little cut in there and see what we're doing with it. So you want to cut it nice and fine, as fine as possible really. Nice little bit of fat layer on there, which is excellent. A lot of flavor in the fat. There we go. Let's give it a try. That is really first class stuff.